The Steam Deck is an incredibly versatile device that allows you to fine-tune games you want to play through in-game settings and SteamOS's features. This allows us to play some games that could be impossible to run well on other hardware like it. While SDHQ provides these settings for bigger games, sometimes you want to just sit down, start it up, and not have to worry about changing settings to just have it run. And these games are wonderful. So today, here's our first volume of games that need no changes that are best on deck. Before we get into it, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and hit that notification bell to be notified when our next video goes live. You can also follow us on Twitter to get immediate updates on our articles, reviews, SDHQ ventures, and have discussions about everything Steam Deck. Now, let's get to the games. Super Smash Bros. Blew up the popularity of 2D fighters with its addicting and simple combat. Rivals of Aether takes that formula and creates a unique and competitive-friendly take on the genre. Just like Super Smash, up to 4 players can get on a 2D battlefield and fight each other until someone gets hit off the stage. Each of the 18 characters are meticulously crafted to near perfection with unique attacks and abilities that makes each stand apart from each other. On top of that, Rivals host unique game modes like Abyss, Tetherball, online ranked modes, and an extensive tutorial mode to practice. But what really sets this game apart for me is the Steam Workshop. With it, you can add an infinite amount of characters and stages from the community that they can make, like Sly Cooper, R2-D2, and even President Obama, which can allow some hilarious fights to ensue. And best part is, most of these characters are designed as well as the main fighters in the game. Overall, this is my favorite platformer fighter to date, and with a TDP limit of 5, you can enjoy this game up to 7 hours with no setting changes at all. Platformers have encompassed some of the most renowned games in history, and Celeste has easily made its way into that upper echelon. With only the ability to jump, climb, and dash, you will make your way to the top of Celeste Mountain and face your inner demons. The beauty of this game isn't its gorgeous pixel visuals or heartwarming tale of self-acceptance though. It is how every single level is so handcrafted to make use of your 3 abilities that make them feel so endlessly exciting to use. With new challenges to face and a wonderful collectible side quest where the content just feels as thought out as the main game, Celeste is a necessity to every game library. Setting a TDP limit of 3 ensures a 7.5 to 8 hour battery at a stable 60 FPS with no changes to settings at all. Ever wanted to play a roguelike game that truly felt perfect? Hades is that game for you. Made by the incredible team behind Transistor and Bastion, Hades feels like a perfection of what the roguelike genre should strive to be. An incredible art style and entertaining story do all they can to complement the fast-paced and addicting gameplay loop that keeps you coming back for more. I come back to Hades every now and then with giddiness to power my way through enemies I encounter with a new weapon power combination and strategy to see what the best way to get to Olympus will be. Hades can be played for a full 4 hours with no setting changes, but if you set a TDP limit of 4, this keeps the game at 60 FPS and increases the battery to around 6 hours. Tinykin is a 3D platformer that puts you into the role of Milo, who needs to journey back home. To do this, he must enlist the help of a colorful cast of characters who live there and, of course, the Tinykin. If you are watching gameplay and your first thought is, so this is like Pikmin, then you'd be right. While it does have some obvious influences from Pikmin, Tinykin has such a unique art style, mixing 2D characters in a 3D world, with a charming and delightful story and very solid gameplay. Do yourself a favor and try this game out. You can expect a 3.5 to 4 hour battery with a solid 60 FPS when changing no settings whatsoever, and it is glorious. Dishonored is a first-person stealth action game that still feels so damn cool, even 10 years after release. As a supernatural assassin, you must use a combination of your abilities and gadgets to take out your targets with a flexible combat system that allows you to improvise and approach how you please. Be careful though, the way you approach each mission will change the outcomes later down the road too. I personally love this game and think it is pretty incredible being able to play this on a portable device and it played just so well. And if the art style looks familiar to you, it is from the same studio that made Deathloop. With no changes and a TDP of 5, you can get around a 3.5 to 4 hour battery and a solid 60 frames per second. Are you ready to battle your way through mystical backwater cultists, possessed militants, or worse? Inspired by the 90s retro FPS games, DUSK is part of the rise of boomer shooters and is quite possibly one of the best. With a badass arsenal and a creepy setting, you'll have to battle your way through horrifying enemies to a blasting metal soundtrack that just feels so exhilarating. You also get the wonderful campaign, endless survival mode, and even multiplayer. Without changing anything, you can expect a 5.5 to 6 hour battery at 60 frames per second. I am considering this one an honorable mention, but goddamn is it good. Dead Space is a third-person horror game that sets you in the shoes of Isaac Clarke. On an eerily abandoned ship, you and the crew are tasked with repairing it and finding out exactly what happened. Unfortunately for them, the reason the ship is abandoned is, well, grotesque aliens that the crew is turned into. Now you must evacuate the ship and hopefully find out what happened to your girlfriend. The game is horrifying and became the first horror game I played that I legitimately got scared from, and I will always love it. The reason this is a special mention is there are two things I recommend changing. First is making sure the resolution is set to 1280 by 800 as mine was automatically set much lower, and set a TDP limit of 5. Doing this will get you 3.5 to 4 hours of 60 frames per second gameplay. And that's it for this volume. These games are incredible on deck and we can't say that enough. Let us know in the comments which games you have found that are best on deck and if you guys want to see more videos like this. And a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. We appreciate you guys immensely. Happy gaming, everyone!